If you grew up with He-Man, this movie will shatter your expectations for the worse. Forget the Eternia you once knew, because the 2026 version decided your nostalgia was just an obstacle to a modern vision that nobody asked for. I'll be honest, I went to the theater hoping to get that butterflies in the stomach feeling again. When that classic theme played in the trailer, I saw myself as an 8-year-old kid holding a plastic sword. But as the movie progressed, I realized they hadn't just changed the look, they had stripped away the very soul of what makes He-Man who he is. I walked out of the theater feeling betrayed by my own childhood. The first thing this movie attempts is forced deconstruction. They take a hero who is pure and hopeful and try to turn him cynical and dark just to seem adult. The problem is, being serious doesn't mean being good. The method used here is what I call an aesthetic vacuum. Lots of dark filters, expensive visual effects, but a screenplay that doesn't respect the hero's original journey. If you take the shine out of Eternia, you don't have a deep film. You just have a poorly made copy of other successful franchises. But if the visuals were the only mistake, we might have forgiven it. The problem is that halfway through, the story takes a turn that completely destroys the main character's legacy.
They establish rules for the He-Man universe in the first few minutes, and by the second act, they sacrifice character development for jokes and action. Adam isn't the prince who learns responsibility, he's just a vehicle for one-liners. And when you break the foundation of what makes a character iconic, you lose the emotional connection with the audience. People don't want an upgraded version, they want the essence, and that was ignored. Now, to be fair, not everything is a complete disaster. If there is one positive point in this movie, it's the soundtrack. The composer did an incredible job modernizing the classic themes from the cartoon, bringing in an epic orchestration that for a few seconds makes you forget what's happening on screen. It's that rare moment where the audio gives you a glimpse of what this film could have been if they had invested that same dedication into every other area. And if the soundtrack shines, the fight scenes are the visual showpiece of the film. The choreography is technically flawless, the special effects are modern, the impact of the blows is visible, and the editing of the fights is dynamic. It's a feast for the eyes of any blockbuster fan. However, there is an invisible problem. These fights have no weight. You see swords clashing, but it all looks too choreographed, almost like a video game. Without the weight of the story, it's just visual noise that adds nothing to the characters. When you realize that, you understand that the movie isn't bad because it's different, but because it's dishonest. They used the Masters of the Universe brand as marketing bait, knowing fans would watch it for the name while delivering a product that has little to do with the source material. It's a painful lesson on how corporate greed can bury cherished memories in less than 2 hours. This film fails by trying to deconstruct a hero without understanding his core. It suffers from narrative incoherence that ignores the series' internal logic, and above all, it prioritizes a dark aesthetic over a story with heart. It's not an adaptation, it's a collision. If you don't know the original work, you might enjoy it. It's like one of those weekend popcorn movies. But if you're a fan who wanted to see something like the original, you're better off not even going to the cinema. I want to hear your opinion. Do you think adaptations need to be faithful, or is a total overhaul valid? Comment below if you are also disappointed or if I'm just being too rigid. And if you want to understand how to create a truly charismatic character, click on the next video.